Chapter 22 of The Adventures of Lightfoot the Deer. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Adventures of Lightfoot the Deer by Thornton W. Burgess. Lightfoot's Long Swim. The Big River was very wide. It would have been a long swim for Lightfoot had he been fresh and at his best. Strange as it may seem, Lightfoot is a splendid swimmer. Despite his small, delicate feet, he enjoys swimming. But now Lightfoot was terribly tired from his long run ahead of the hounds. For a time he swam rapidly, but those weary muscles grew still more weary, and by the time he reached the middle of the Big River, it seemed to him that he was not getting ahead at all. At first he had tried to swim towards a clump of trees he could see on the opposite bank, above the point where he had entered the water. But to do this he had to swim against the current, and he soon found he hadn't the strength to do this. Then he returned and headed for a point down the Big River. This made the swimming easier, for the current helped him instead of hindering him. Even then he could feel his strength leaving him. Had he escaped those hounds and terrible hunters only to be drowned in the Big River? This new fear gave him more strength for a little while, but it did not last long. He was 3/4 of the way across the Big River, but still that other shore seemed a long distance away. Little by little hope died in the heart of Lightfoot the Deer. He would just keep on as long as he could, and then, well, it was better to drown than to be torn to pieces by dogs. Just as Lightfoot felt that he could not take another stroke, and that the end was at hand, one foot touched something. Then all 4 feet touched. A second later he had found solid footing and was standing with the water only up to his knees. He had found a little sandbar out in the Big River. With a gasp of returning hope, Lightfoot waded along till the water began to grow deeper again. He had hoped that he would be able to wade ashore, but he saw now that he would have to swim again. So for a long time he remained right where he was. He was so tired that he trembled all over, and he was as frightened as he was tired. He knew that standing out there in the water he could have been seen for a long distance, and that made him nervous and fearful. Suppose a hunter on the shore he was trying to reach should see him? He would have no chance at all, for the hunter would simply wait for him and shoot him as he came out of the water. But rest he must, so he stood for a long time on the little sandbar in the Big River, and little by little he felt his strength returning. End of chapter 22.